So that we have it for the record, so when we come back and go over this.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm new at this too. So can you please spell out your first and last name?
My name is Dr. Marsha Horton. The first name is spelled Marsha, accent aigu. Horton is Horton.
Awesome. And so, how does smoking tobacco before the age of 21 affect the overall development of a person?
Smoking has a lot of harmful benefits to one's health. It jeopardizes your health in a number of different ways, with your lungs, with your heart, and heart impacts your blood pressure, which leads to hypertension. So the earlier you start, the longer those chemicals will be in your body. And it's not just the tobacco. I grew up in Richmond, Virginia, which is one of the leading areas for processing of tobacco. Reynolds Company is based there. Several tobacco companies were based there. It's not just the tobacco, it's the chemicals that they put in the tobacco. They're the carcinogenics, causes cancer. It compromises your lungs. You get this blackness in your lungs that compromises your breathing. So there's emphysema, there's cancer, heart disease, just to name a few. So the earlier you start smoking, the longer those things are going to be in your body, and the longer it's going to take for them to get out, because even once you stop, they continue for a while. Even if you're not smoking directly, it continues for a while.
And dealing with marijuana, what are the possible health risks associated with marijuana use amongst college students?
Some of the same things that are associated with tobacco. There doesn't seem to be as much research about it, at least I'm not familiar with it. For years, marijuana was considered to be a gateway drug, meaning that you could start using it, the high at some point would wear off, and you would want stronger and stronger drugs. But what I'm finding, and this is really practical experience, as well as some of the research, marijuana has some of the same type of effects as some other chemicals. It kills off your brain cells. And the brain cell is one of the few cells that does not replicate itself. So once that cell is dead, it's dead. So if you do that, then you're more likely to walk around in a fog, if you will, because your concentration has been broken. That has an impact on how aware you are, how much information you can take in, how quickly you can process that information, and how quickly you can really cause it to be one of your key learnings.
And what would be the overall effect of smoking tobacco and marijuana before the age of 21 on the person? So
it's the combined effect. Yeah, the combined effect. It's like alcohol and smoking. Any two things that are going to have a negative impact, that impact is going to be compounded and magnified in your body. It's not like one is going to offset the other. It's just going to exacerbate the issue.
And what would be the negative effects of raising the purchasing age of tobacco to 21? And what do you think are the more positive effects?
Well, one of the negative aspects, okay, let's do it the positive. Positive aspects of raising the age to 21 is that it's become a recreational drug for marijuana, and in this country we have criminalized that so that you could have a small amount of marijuana and may suffer some of the same consequences legally as if you had a small amount of cocaine. Two very different drugs. That's not to say that we should anyway give the impression that it's okay, because that's the caution. That's getting into the negative. Is it okay? No, but I also don't think drinking before 21. I don't think drinking is okay, period. So, I mean, because all of those things have a negative impact on your body. I may be the exception rather than the rule, but I was never interested in taking anything in my body that would impact the way I think. In addition to that, people have a tendency to use alcohol or marijuana as an excuse for their behavior. Oh, I was high. I didn't know what I was doing. Oh, I was under the influence. I didn't know what I was saying. Well, yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
And how do you feel about Delaware possibly legalizing marijuana for recreational use?
I'm concerned about it. There are reports out now in terms of what has happened in the states where they have legalized it, and the results are not good. There are more addictions, there are more health issues, there are more overdoses, there's more associated with it. Same thing with legalized gambling. It's more. There are reasons why those things were not legal. So yes, I'm concerned about it. I can see that it's likely to happen, but I'm concerned about it.
Do you believe, I guess you already answered this beforehand, but do you believe it has a more positive or negative effect on students? But also, do you think it would have a more positive impact on the way it was criminalized?
You talking about legalizing it?
Yes.
The entire legal system and justice system needs to be overhauled. There's so many aspects that are wrong with it. I mean, the thing, for example, right now, there's this huge push for prevention and treatment for opioid addiction. Where was that push when it was cocaine, when it was crack? In marijuana, you still don't see it. So you have people who are in jail 10, 15 years for having 5 pounds of marijuana versus 2 ounces of a synthetic drug that was referred to them by their doctor. It's like, okay. So there are pros and cons associated with all the issues. The issues are complex. There are no simple answers. But if I were to come down on one side, I would say don't legalize marijuana before 21. Think about more treatment options and think about more ways to help people get out of their need for that drug because it's an addiction as opposed to penalizing them for falling prey to a sickness.
Okay, well, that is all the questions we have for you today.
Okay.